Hey everybody, Christina here. I'm joined with Will, and we are back for what? Episode three, I think at this
Episode three.
point.
Yep.
Episode three, that's when it starts to become more of a habit, right? One email, two takes. So we're taking one cold email, and we are rewriting it not once, but twice. So you get Will's rewrite and my rewrite. And they usually tend to be pretty different. So I'm kind of excited to see what you came up with, Will, for this week.
Yep.
Just as a short, for those tuning in for the first time, I'm Christina Finseth. I lead growth marketing at a company called Interseller. Space Bear is our mascot. And we are a prospecting and outreach platform built for recruiting teams.
Awesome. And I'm Will Allred. I'm one of the co-founders at Lavender. We're a real-time sales email coach, and we help sellers write better emails faster. And so I have the privilege of taking the insights that we get from millions of emails per month, distill down to what gets responses, and I help you guys figure out what to do with that. So Christina, do you want to quickly screen share? We can go through the email
Let's
that
do it.
we're gonna go through today.
Yeah, and full disclosure, I'm always excited to shout it out, but I'm also a strategic advisor to Lavender and get
So
to dig into some of that email stuff with Will almost daily, it feels like. So,
pretty much.
but yeah, you want to dive in?
Yeah, so to give some context on this email, this is a email that I received from another founder who's starting a gifting company. And so the email started with idea for lead gen. Will, as the founder of an up and coming company, lead generation must be top of mind. This would explain all the webinars I keep catching you on. Great one with blank today. Do you know businesses spend 24 billion a year on incentivizing leads through physical gifting, but 4 out of 5 people don't want a physical gift. They view it as a bribe, or their drawers are already filled with their drawers are already stuffed with corporate swag. Instead, people much prefer donations to a charity in their name. This is precisely what our company does. Enabling charitable giving across your go-to-market engine and connecting you closer with your prospects and customers. Curious to learn more. And so he sent me this, and founder to founder, I responded back and I said, hey, I rewrote your email for you because you probably need some help. And so this is my rewrite. If you scroll down, Christina, there's a few things that I noticed with the email that kind of drove me nuts. Actually, I'm realizing I'm jumping down to my rewrite first. Maybe let's tear down this email first before we go into my rewrite. So several things that I noticed. One was he buried the lead. He had done his research on me, but I would have never found it from the preview text, how I go through my inbox. I just see as the founder of an up and coming company. And that to me is kind of blah. You could send that to any founder with a team under 50 and just hit send. And so one of the pieces of advice I gave was like, you did the research, don't hide it. The other thing that really got under my skin was this, it's almost this like misinterpretation of the challenger sale, where I'm going to come in and just like start talking at you and educating you about something that you might not even care about. So that, do you know that businesses spend $24 billion a year? Like, why do I care? I love that he used a interest-based CTA. It was a bit of a lengthy email. So there's definitely some things that we could do to trim it down. Christina, what were your thoughts when you saw this?
Yeah, I'm pretty on par with you. Well, I mean, the first thing is like, all right, you already know you're a founder of an up and coming company. So like, it's kind of just real estate that could be used to shout out, hey, about that next statement in parentheses that's kind of covered up, right? Like let's rephrase that. And I think both of us honed in on that on our rewrites, maybe. But yeah, I'm with you. It's a little bit lengthy. I actually struggled in my rewrite to try to condense it. believe it or not, because I was trying to figure out like what actually matters, right? What do we want to get punchy about? And I think that's part of like the process here too, is like what can you do to make this just a little bit more punchy and tie it to be potentially relevant to you, and what you're doing there at Lavender with your co-founder. So yeah, I'm with you. It was a little bit long, but at the same time, there's so many good nuggets in here that I found myself thinking, wow, this could really be like 2 emails, 3 emails, maybe, because there's a couple of points you could kind of break out, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like most people tend to struggle with wanting to pack as much as information as they can on what you do, who you are, how you can help, what the problem is, all in one email because they feel like they need to.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you can kind of break that up and create a story in your outreach. So,
I love that. The amount of times I've jumped into a one-on-one with someone and I'm like, oh, cool. You just gave me the entire series of emails that you need to send them. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's one email, right? And I'm like, well, here you got one email, here you got another, and there's your
mm-hmm.
third. And you
Yep.
can do some bumps in between. Now you've got a sequence.
Yep. Yeah. That's what I felt about this one. So,
No.
yeah. Awesome.
Great, great,
Great,
great.
Brian.
Okay. So first thing I did is I just advised like don't hide your research. Let's get straight to the personalization quickly and then quickly transition into the task at hand. So that reads as Will, great webinar with blank. You've done a lot of these recently. Is this to help with lead gen? Have you considered gifting to help with this? You'd be surprised, but 4 out of 5 people don't want a physical gift. It's too bribey. We approach this differently. We give to your favorite charity. Think this would align with how you sell. So my take on this was don't try to make me care about it. Try to see if this is something that I do care about, as opposed to sort of pushing, try to make me want to come in and engage with you. So first thing to do is just show them that you know them, do the research, great webinar with so-and-so. And then conversationally pull that into a task. My inbox is my to-do list, right? And so if you can quickly get to what's priority, what's on my task list, this is what I'm trying to do here, which is, are you doing that because of this thing that's on your priority list? Now I'm bringing up something that you're probably familiar with, like gifting, then moving it into a challenge of that thing that you're probably familiar with, which is, you're familiar with gifting, but if you're not doing it, there's probably this reason that's why you're not doing it, which is most people don't actually want a gift and they think it's too bribey. We approach this differently. So now you're sort of offering up, we're doing this different, so it's still worth a conversation, I promise you. And then just plainly stating what it is that you do. We give to your favorite charity. And then instead of a very typical, would this be interesting CTA, I decided to go with a conversation starter that's a little bit more focused on the entire email, which is like, does this align with how you sell? Which, if you're reaching out to a founder, if you're reaching out to the C-suite, they're thinking much more strategically as opposed to tactically. And so being able to like tie that back to like, does this align with how you're doing this is a cool way to just like be non-assumptive, but also get response and drive conversation. That was my thinking.
I love it. You really simplified it and you still got all of those points across without being too wordy, and also the flow. I like the way that you talked about, not hiding your research, transitioning to a task, talking about something that everyone's familiar with, and then challenging it. Like that structure is really clean. So yeah, I honestly think you might have the winning email this week, if I might say.
I'm excited to look at yours as well.
Yeah. So this was during coffee this morning. Mine's a little bit longer, but I kind of took a different approach on this. I'm doing the show me that you know me, which we both are very familiar with Sam. But what I also wanted to do in my intro was kind of paint a picture of what I believe Will's values to be based on what I know his content is all about. And you'll see later, I try to align that to the value of gifting to charity instead of coming across salesy. So my intro reads more like this. Hey, Will, saw your recent webinar with so-and-so. You've built a strong personal brand, and it comes from adding value, not trying to sell folks on lavender. Like, that's really clear. If anyone looks at Will's content, he's just spitting value and trying to help people. And inherently, the next question makes sense. And it's a rhetorical question. It's something to get Will to go, I am. Curious, are you noticing an uptick in inbound leads as a result, right? Like, you're putting through this valued effort. It's nuanced in the sense that a lot of people are a little bit more salesy. That's kind of what I'm saying here. And I'm curious, is that drawing in people for you indirectly, right? And then what I like to do is go into kind of the pain of what's wrong with the gifting industry and show the subject matter expertise. So, hey, we're seeing a lot of companies using gifting to get more conversations going, but many prospects view it as a bribe and brand turnoff. So I'm trying to tell you, like, this is what we know, and you're probably shaking your head. Yeah, I've kind of thought that way before. That might feel a little bribey in Will's language. And so, and then I say what we're doing differently, right? My company is killing traditional gifting with charitable donations instead. And then for my CTA, I'm tying this back to that value and the non-salesy approach that Will takes and saying, hey, are you open to exploring a non-salesy gifting method for landing more conversations? So I'm trying to kind of play on the fact that, like, I've kind of picked up based on my research of you, Will, and maybe I have an unfair advantage because I kind of know you, but that this might land with you because I'm going to tie back to the fact that you are more of a non-salesy person, but inherently you want to drive inbound and sales, right? So I think this could supplement it. See, that's where I went with it.
I thought this was great. Yeah, one of the things that I noticed from this was you did this great like feeding of the ego, and then like talked about the things that I care about, built credibility, and then you used the term killing. And I loved that because it just like created this like crazy energy within like the email. I'm like, oh, they're killing traditional gifting. Like, all right, what are you guys doing? This is cool. So I loved it. One of the things I did want to know is this founder was lovely in response to me sending a rewrite and actually sent me some ice cream. So thank you, Ben. Company is called Go Give, and he sent me this lovely ice cream. He told me he couldn't find lavender flavored ice cream, so hopefully strawberry would suffice.
Well played, Ben. And I have to say, it was kind of funny and ironic that he gave you a physical gift. I was like,
I loved it.
It's kind of an oxymoron, but it gets you to also think about the fact of what they do, right? I don't know. Anyway, kind of like a weird psychological.
Cool. I got to experience the product firsthand, which I thought was a cool way to showcase it as a thank you.
I love it.
Yep. So thank y'all. We are coming back for our live AMAs. Won't be until, I guess, what Monday would that be?
Monday, the 25th of October. We're taking some time to regroup.
Yep, my stepmom's birthday, fun fact. So we will be back Monday, October 25th on Sales Hacker live. We're gonna do a live AMA on Zoom, as well as within the Sales Hacker platform. So if you have questions and you can't be there live, ask them there. If you want to come live and chat about a particular thing, come bring it.
Awesome. We'll see you then. Bye.
See you then.